Maybe a few.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Let's Grow Polling. Another Monday night, and it's as the polling season gets underway. We have had a busy schedule here in Wisconsin, across the Upper Midwest, and of course, a very special week upon us. It's Toma Week here in Wisconsin with the Dairyland Super Nationals, and we also have a very special guest in studio. We have Rudy Linthorst, all the way over from the Netherlands.
Yes,
Correct?
that's correct.
Yep. Yeah, you can adjust the mic. So, yep, there we go. And made it over Europe in lacrosse today. Was that right?
Yeah, I was at lacrosse doing some hiking.
And pretty good weather. Did it rain up there?
No, I haven't felt any drops, so I think it was good.
Yes, a nice cool day for hiking.
Cool enough for
Cool,
one.
yeah.
So it was fun. It was good.
No,
but I did feel my legs, so.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And you got a chance. When did you get in last week for Hutchinson?
Wednesday before Hutch.
Wednesday before Hutchinson.
Yeah.
Then did you go straight up there? Did you kind of explore a little bit before you got up there?
I traveled to the Wisconsin Dells to get my first night in. That's about 4 hours drive from Chicago, where I flew in. That's a good drivable distance.
Yes. Yep.
And then on Thursday, I drove the last part to Hutch. So not a big deal.
Yeah, so you got a chance to just kind of ease into the weekend.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, with Saturday, you got one session in on Friday, and then Saturday, it looked like you guys were going to get going. And then Mother Nature.
Yeah, it was already getting dark in the far distance, but the people still thought it was doable. But when time was there, it's just started raining.
No, absolutely. We had a great weekend up in Mackville with the Pro Pulling League and the Badger State Tractor Pullers, along with the Tri-County Mini Rods. Friday night, we just almost got in. We had 6 trucks left in the Pro Mod class, and then it just started raining. It was a light rain, but the track just got way too greasy. And then with trucks, and it just was unfair for those that were trying to pull, and so they just called it.
Yeah. But I think you should do that for any class. It doesn't matter if it's the four-wheelers, if it's the light supers, or whatever is going to run there. It's always difficult to run on a wetty track.
Yes, absolutely. It's not conducive for the type of events we're trying to put on here. And I'm sure you always look forward to this trip over to the United States. How many years have you been coming over to take pictures over here?
Take pictures since 2010.
Okay.
I had to skip 2013, so 7 years.
7 years.
7-8 years. So.
Yeah, and I'm sure you always you do 2 weekends out of the
year. Yeah. I'm not gonna come over just for Toma.
Yeah.
It's not worth it, the trip. I've also have to adjust to the 7-hour time difference. Maybe a little bit of the weather. Normally it's here mid 80s, high 80s. And that's not what I'm very used to. What I've got in the Netherlands, it's more high 70s, mid 70s.
Well, this week it might be more like home because it's actually going to be very unseasonably cool for Toma this week. Actually,
I saw your weather update. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. It could always change. It's Toma. It's Toma. So.
It's Toma, but it's also US. It can change by the minute or by the hour. So we'll see.
Absolutely, like you guys had up in Hutchinson, where it looked like actually it was going to be a great weekend, and then all of a sudden you just had some pop-up showers.
On Thursday they already said Saturdays there was 80% chance of rain, and on Friday it's already dropped till 40 or 50%. So it was going in the right direction, but in the end it was not that good enough.
Yep, unfortunately, and it just seems like Hutchinson just always. Either one session or they've even had a whole weekend rained out, and that's just kind of the risk you take this time of year. It's a hit and miss, and at least they got one session in on Friday, and it looked like they had a great crowd, and they had a great crowd ready for Saturday. Just unfortunate the rain hit at the wrong time.
Yep, just at the wrong time.
No, absolutely, and we'll be talking with the Diesel Superstock winner from Saturday night coming up. Travis Schlabachl had sound like amazing pass in the Diesel Superstock class.
I think he just saw the right path down the track. He just missed all the holes which already were created. So he had a good run.
Yes, I'm sure he was really excited to pick up a win, especially with the streak that the Rosses have been on with the triple bypass tractor.
Yeah.
They've been pretty much unstoppable. We've seen them in Louisville and what they did at the end of last year. taking home the title, and what they did in Benson, North Carolina, a couple weeks ago, and so amazing win for them. We'll be speaking with him. We'll also be speaking with Chris Waegle. The Rumble by the Refuge will be coming up this weekend down in Mountain City, Missouri, with Pro Polling League. They have the Champions Tour Pro Stocks, along with a big lineup of Western Series classes, and the Remedy will be out for the first time of the season. They finally got together. Unfortunately, last week they got rained out where the pole that the tractor was going to be at down in Missouri. So Jason's up in Canada, actually. So
yeah, he told me on Thursday, I think. So yeah, lucky for him that he's in Canada doing some fishing.
No, absolutely, and we're already getting chiming in by a lot of people here. They like to go back and forth. We have this is our mini rod expert and our kind of a groupie Chuck Hobbs. He's always we always have a fun. He pulls with the local mini rod club.
Tri-County.
Yep, Tri-County. Yep. He's in the limited minis, so just the first entry level class for them.
Yeah, okay. The low of a small tire, rear tire.
Yep.
I think I've seen them a few years ago when they also ran at Macville.
Okay.
So I think I know the class.
Yep, and we had the open minis up in Macville for this year, and they put on a great show for the night sessions. Okay. And they had the Economods in the afternoon for Saturday afternoon, and so it was a hot Saturday afternoon and over by Green Bay, and I think you guys were cloudy, but we were pretty sunny.
It was still
in and out.
It was sweaty.
Okay.
But high humidity on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
So
that probably really that probably really helped the storm or fuel the storms. With
I think it fueled it. But that's what happens if you got 90s down in Minnesota with all those lakes. You are vaporizing all the water. At some point, it has to come down again.
Yes, and then Matt Ingham, he does Wisconsin Polling Promoters that we go back and forth with them, and they do a show on Wednesday night about Wisconsin polling all across the state, and so good friends with him, and yeah.
No, I'm not from Illinois.
No, he's talking about Chuck.
Oh, yep. Chuck. Yeah, that is fine.
Yeah, they go back and forth. Okay. We have a little rivalry with Illinois, so with Wisconsin. So.
Yeah.
But maybe how many polls do you get to hit over in Europe then in the summer once you go back home?
Last year I did, including my America trip, I did somewhere around 30-35 days. And I think it was somewhere around 20 events during the whole year.
Sure. Yep. And what kind of comparisons and differences do you see when, because that's something that's on my bucket list is to get over to Europe and see some of the polling over there.
It's just, you have to do it. Just buy a ticket.
Yeah.
I know they're kind of expensive because the weekend before I jumped in a plane, I talked to someone from a Dutch Pro Stock team. And he said some friends of America came over to see them, and he had the tickets of those friends he had, and I was kind of shocked what they had to pay for just one ticket.
Sure.
And I had only to pay a third of that price, so I think I'm just lucky living in Europe.
Yes, absolutely. And sometimes it does seem like it's a little bit cheaper actually to fly back from Europe or Europe to USA than actually to America to Europe. So, and it's definitely all time of the year depending on the travel seasons as well. If you want to go for like an indoor poll like Rotterdam or
then it might be a bit cheaper, but those fans were flying the same flights I'm gonna use.
Okay.
So only. They came in and I left.
Gotcha.
So it's strange to me that
the airlines industry is.
Yeah. So, well.
Yeah, it's all in the luck because even flying around the United States, it's depending on the day you might get a ticket for like $100, and the next day could go up to $300. So it's really
Ouch.
But no, absolutely. We're glad to have you in the United States, and you take amazing photos, and it's always great to talk with you. And why don't we quickly thank our sponsors for Let's Grow Polling as well? Can't forget them. Hawthorne Tire down in Monticello. doing a great job. They just got Scott Olson's limited pro stock tough sledding their tires. They put on a new Polar HD tires and or HP tires, and they got their first win of the season up in Macville Saturday night. I've seen the photo with that. So Hawthorne Tire and Curing out of Monticello, check them out, as well as Joe Bush Egg Repair, one of our first sponsors to jump on board here at Let's Grow Pulling. Country Smokes House, the official snack stick and jerky, the Beer Money Pulling Team, Fair Valley Performance over in Sauk City, and then our polling organizations, the ITPA. They have a busy weekend ahead of them as well coming up. Coming up on Friday night, they'll be at the Perry County Fair in Pinckneyville. They'll have their 5,800 modifieds, 6,000 super stock, 8,500 limited pro stock, 9,500 pro farm, and 9,500 limited pro stock starting at 7 o'clock this Friday night. And then Saturday, they'll be over at the Union County Fair in Sturgis, Kentucky, starting at 6:30, and a full lineup of classes there as well. And so a busy weekend for the the Illinois Tractor Pulling Association, celebrating their 50th anniversary this year. So we want to thank them for jumping on board. We want to thank the Illini State Pullers as well. They have their opening week of pulling. They'll be Wednesday night and Thursday night in Cambridge, Illinois. They have starting at 6:30 Wednesday night and 6:30 Thursday night, and then they'll jump across the border up here in Wisconsin. They'll be over in Chaupier with 3 of their classes starting at 11 o'clock Saturday morning. So busy week for the Illini State Pullers. You can check out their website, IlliniStatePullers.com, for their upcoming schedule. They kick off this Wednesday night in Cambridge, Illinois. And of course, we want to thank the Wet Smoke and Promotions crew and the Midwest Winter Nationals, Clint Tucker, and of course, earlier on, just a couple weeks ago, the Showdown in Kerrtown, Ellsworth, Wisconsin, as well as Hart's Diesel, Riverside Engines, as well as Tony McDonald, and the Badger State Tractor Pullers, all helping us out here to keep this show running. So
that's quite a lot.
Yes,
that's quite a lot.
Yes, so we're very happy to have them on. We have I had the posters for the national polls that are going on this weekend, as well that they see on the screen here. Yeah. So between the Pro Pulling League, we'll be talking with, again, Chris Waegle coming up here in just a couple minutes with Rumble by the Refuge. Busy weekend, Friday and Saturday night down there in Mountain City. Ever-growing pull. Of course, busy week here in Wisconsin with the Dairyland Super Nationals. And with the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling, they are in Howarden, Iowa, coming up on Friday, and I believe in Milan, Iowa on Saturday. So those are the busy, the big pulls, and of course there's tons of pulling in just local clubs across any state as well this weekend. So that's what we're touching on.
Yeah. I thought I saw already Watertown. That's also a pool I've been in the past, so and I saw it was scheduled at the same time like Tom, and I'm thinking, how can you do it?
Yeah, it's actually quite surprising. There's quite a few different polls going on in the state of Wisconsin on at the same time as the Dairyland Super Nationals, and it's just a matter of, I guess, scheduling and when that town is either having a festival or I know Matt Ingham with Wisconsin Pulling Promoters. They'll be up in Maribel, Wisconsin Saturday for a big pull up there for them. Okay. It's a festival going on, and it just happens to fall, of course, on the same weekend.
Yeah, that's
just the luck of the draw for weekends. So
okay,
but they still get good numbers. They offer different classes. Obviously, you don't have the bigger classes, but it's still a good number of local pullers and diesel trucks as well with the tractors. So. Okay. I think the festivals make it work, do with the weekend that they have.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And I think the other promoters knew it was the same weekend like Toma, and then you kind of know that you might go down on the numbers. Yep.
And I think you still get a good local crowd. For those that maybe they might go to Toma on Thursday or Friday to watch, and then maybe go back and then see their hometown pull on Saturday. That's always an option. That's what's great about Toma is you got so many different options. You don't have to be there the whole weekend.
Sessions. You've got 6 sessions, and you can choose which classes you want to see. So
yeah, you just hope that the classes that you want to see is when you're available.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's really a bad session to go to. So when you're talking about the Dairyland Super
Yeah, I
Nationals.
haven't looked at which classes are going to run on which day. I'll let me surprise.
Yep, and they have mixed it up a little bit, and they've even added a new class. I don't know if you've got a chance to see the light pro stocks at all, or have seen it. You've probably seen videos, but that's going to be a fun class.
Is
You're going
that
to really,
the 4.1s? Or is
that
it
is
comparable?
that is the 540 that will be up there, so they can run any turbo.
Okay.
Jason's class is the 4.1s, so this will be, they're only at 8,500 pounds. The light pros, that'll be up in Toma versus 9,500 pounds. What Jason and the Remedy pulls.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but you'll really like that class coming up. Brand new class added for this year. It'll be on a regional level.
Okay.
And a lot of local pullers, and I think they're even getting some from out of state. It's really big down in Ohio, Indiana.
I think I've read it on Fonda's board or pulloff.com. I'm not sure which board I've read it, but one of those two, I've read that it's an upcoming class.
Yes, it's a very talked about class. They've had. They've actually had to split up Region 2 because there's so many hooks with that class.
Yeah.
Because they had over 30 hooks just for that one class in a year because it's so popular.
Yeah.
And all the events want them. So, and it's just, I mean, I just can't imagine trying to hit 30 pulls in a year.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yes.
It's especially when you have to work during the day.
Nope, absolutely. And oh yeah, Doug Borth with Showdown in Kurtown said he misses you for. It's just the way the schedule works out. So
for me, it's so impossible. I've got.
You can't do 3 weeks. That would be.
No, the problem is I would love to be here all the time during the summer, but who's going to pay for me?
Yep.
It's going to be very expensive. Just during from traveling from hotel to hotel, and I would love to. But like I said, it's almost impossible.
No, absolutely, and I'm sure you're just glad just to be here the couple weeks that you do get to come out of the year, and it's just the chance to get to see different stuff, and of course I've just been impressed with how much pulling overseas has just continued to grow. The crowds that I see at the polls, the bigger polls, it's just phenomenal, and just a different type of atmosphere that you see over there.
Yeah, but to be honest, a little bit, I think I like it more here than over in my own country. I can't say why, but it's something strange.
Probably for someone like me is I don't get to see those obviously vehicles as often as you do, and vice versa. Yeah,
but that might also be the difference because you don't see them that much, and when you see each other, it's more fun to see each other again instead of. Just being at hometown and see the pollers over there, which you can see almost every weekend.
Yep, absolutely, and that's why I like being able to mix it up. Not just to see Badger State all the time, and getting to go to the other organizations and throughout the summer as well, just to see different vehicles that you don't get to see on a regular basis.
More easy for Wisconsin. Wisconsin is already big. You've got already, I think, 2 or 3 organizations up here.
Yeah, we have
WGPA.
Yep.
Badger State,
Tri-State,
and
PI Pullers,
Southwestern.
Yep, Southwest, South Central, NEW. Pretty much every region has their own sanction.
But then you already can see a lot of different pullers during your pulling season.
Yep, and that's probably one of the bigger differences. Is you're really limited on what type of organizations. Because you just don't really have. The smaller base, you actually have more bigger organizations that put on the polls versus a smaller swap.
We've got only the biggest one is NTTO, and there are other couple small organizations, but those run mainly only the sports super sports, and that's farm stock. Maybe if you've seen
I've seen some videos.
Couple of videos of them.
Yep, that's what's great about technology now is being able to see at least on YouTube.
Yeah, but sometimes people don't never have seen it, so that's one thing to say. Have you seen it? So.
Yep. No, and I think that even just your super sport class really does just from the videos they'll put on a good show.
Yeah. They don't maybe even they can be compared with the pro stock. I think the super sports are limited on RPMs. And the rest, I don't know what limits they have, but
Sure.
I do
just
know
RPM
them.
limits, basically.
There are some more
Or is there
limits.
some, like
Engine
a turbo
size,
size?
turbo, I think. Pump is limited in a way.
Sure.
But I'm not that deep into the rules and regulations.
Yeah.
And the Pro Stocks are rev limited, free. The weight is maybe a little bit different, but they say it's comparable.
Nope, absolutely. So why don't we get our first guest? We'll be calling Chris Waegle here. Hopefully I'll be able to get the phone numbers right and get the right person on the line. Busy weekend down in Mound City. Again, the Remedy will be, I believe, will be making its maiden voyage for 2017 as well. So,
okay.
Let's see if he answers his phone here.
Yeah.
That's the other thing is if they don't recognize the number.
And you haven't sent him a text on forehand.
Hello, is this Chris?
Yes.
Hey, Chris, this is Ryan Zolk. I'm in with the Beer Buddy Polling Team, and I got an in-guest studio, Rudy Linthorst. Is that correct?
Linthorst.
Linthorst. From the Netherlands. He's joining us tonight, and glad to have you along to talk about the Rumble by the Refuge this weekend.
You betcha. You betcha. I was just on the phone with Clint Tucker.
Oh, so we kicked you off the phone with him.
Yeah. Well, what I seen from Wisconsin was Schultz had told me that you guys would be calling. Is he still fishing?
Yep. He's as long as he's not arrested up there yet. So.
Yeah.
Yep. He's across the border up in Canada right now. So.
I envy him.
Yeah.
I envy him. I love going up there. I've been up there a lot fishing. It's fun.
Nope, absolutely. It's very beautiful up there, and just to get away from everything, it's very nice. Nice retreat, and of course, I believe Brent will be down this weekend to pull the Remedy, I believe, for the first time.
Awesome.
So I believe the maiden voyage for 2017, because with Fayette getting rained out last weekend.
Right.
So a lot of buzz in the air. A busy weekend for you guys, and why don't you just explain what's all going down in Mound City this weekend and let everyone know a huge show between the Western Series and PPL.
Yeah, Champions Tour and Western Series, and great show. It's starting to become a tradition with some fans, and that's great. That's what we've been working for. I've had tons of phone calls. Actually for the last 2 weeks, people from way off from here, and they're planning on coming, and they're really enjoying their time down here in Mound City, Missouri, and so we're really happy for that.
No, absolutely. You guys just continue to grow and grow every year. What year is this now for the poll?
SB number 7.
Number 7. It's
number 7. Yeah, I can't believe time flies.
And on that first year, what did you start out with for classes on that?
We actually that first year we actually did a Wildcat. I'm gonna call it a Wildcat show. And when I say Wildcat, we didn't sanction with anybody, and we went and got our own insurance, and we just actually had. I think we ran one track, one sled. We ran 6 classes, and we picked out the classes that were, tractors and trucks that were close to home here that ran other associations, and we took a day when they weren't booked, and we had a pull. And, it was very successful. Our first trip was really successful, and things just kind of took off from there.
No, absolutely. That's what I guess you could just kind of do to, when you're putting on your first pull, just to kind of get your feet wet and see if it's going to work or not.
Yeah, and it was a low-budget show. We didn't have any huge purses or anything like that, and, we didn't know what to expect, and we got just an unbelievable turnout of fans. And, so we're like, hey, maybe we can make this work, and we've moved from there into Nebraska Bush, which is a division of PPL, of course. And, we had a Nebraska Bush show, and it was successful, and then we moved on when the Western Series got going, which, Mitchell and I and Rod Schall had some input on that. We kept telling the powers that be that, we need a Western Series, and, lo and behold, that happened. and we brought them in, and then of course started bringing in Champions Tour stuff, and it's just kind of growed from there,
No, absolutely, and I think you really hit a good area of pulling that in Missouri in general. So you have a great fan base to begin with too.
We do have a great fan base back here for pulling, and always have had in this part of the world, and we needed a pull back here. We over the years we've had some great pulls in Missouri. This goes way back before you was born, but the Western Nationals that used to happen in Bethany, Missouri every year was a destination pull for everybody. And I mean people from Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio, Iowa, they came from everywhere. And that pull was great for many, many years, and it just kind of went away. And then that gravitated into Macon, Missouri. And Macon, Missouri turned into the big pull in Missouri for so many years. And then it kind of went away. They had rain out problems, multiple years in a row, and that pull kind of went away. And then we really had nothing as a destination pull in Missouri since then, until we got this going with 2 days. And hopefully, we're not there yet by any means, but hopefully we get it back to this is the place everybody wants to come. That's what we're trying to do.
Nope, that's for sure. And I know you're with the Western Series and bringing in a couple of the Champions Tour classes as well. You're really bringing in drivers from all over the country now. Even if they're not even pulling for the Western Series, they just want a place to pull. And of course,
the Silver Series.
Okay, Silver Series.
Let's don't leave out. Yeah, see, because the 4-1s are Silver Series, the mini rods are Silver Series. That Silver Series is really national. There's people who run all over the country for that Silver Series. So, it's not just Champions Tour. Silver Series is a big deal, too.
Yeah, they put on just as many miles as the Champions Tour classes as well.
They get close. They get close. I know because we run the Silver Series with our 4-1. So, we've been to Ohio and Indiana, and, we go a lot of places. Of course, Wisconsin.
Yep.
Great. I love going to Wisconsin. That's one of my favorite states to pull in.
Yeah, you've been up with the charity pull many times in August.
Yep. Been to charity pull, been to Mackville. I won Mackville twice. Mackville's a great pull.
Yep.
I really enjoyed going up there.
Yep, we had a very successful weekend up there. We were 6 trucks short of getting everything in for the rain on Friday night.
Well, that's too bad. But that's close.
Yep,
At least you got close.
And we had a great show on Saturday. So, and we had pullers, of course, that were on the Champions Tour and Silver Series with the Light Supers and the Pro Mod trucks and the diesel trucks. So, and the crowd up in Mackville, and I'm sure it has probably the same feeling as Mountain City does now, where we had that nice base.
It really, really does. Mackville, Wisconsin is near and dear to my heart. I've been there 3 times, and it's a long, long drive from Mountain City, Missouri, believe me. But I didn't know what to expect when I pulled in the first time and saw what I saw. But those people just absolutely come out of the woodwork up there, and they support pulling. I could not believe it. I have so many fans from Mackville, Wisconsin, and when we won up there, of course, we won twice, and I literally sat at my truck and signed autographs and sold T-shirts till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that's
unbelievable.
That's
absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm sure Rudy kind of had because you were there a couple of years too.
Yeah. I've been there 6 or 7 times, I think, and I still remember the first time coming up there, and that was in 2003. And then you see up a church in the distance. And then you see a cemetery, and you drive around it, and then you see, hey, they're pulling up here. And that's the funniest place I've been for pulling in my life so far.
Yeah, I must admit it's the most unique facility, and I'm not going to go into the details of what all's there, but there's nothing else like it in the United States.
No, absolutely. I don't think there's another church like it that has a twin track pulling facility right next to the parking lot.
No, I'll tell you what's cool is the sign above the door of the church. I walked around the church, I see a sign that said this church was built by tractor pullers.
Yep.
And that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean it's this is probably their biggest fundraiser of the year for that parish, and People were partying until 2 a.m. They had a great band Saturday night, and they had still probably between 500 and 1,000 people in that tent after the poll. That's how they stayed right afterwards too. That's something you don't really see too often either.
I'll be honest with you. The closest thing I've been to it was in the Netherlands. I was overseas in 2004 with Dolmans. We took the Hurricane House over there in 2004 and pulled at Putin.
Yeah, the beach pool. And I think it was in 05 because the beach pool. Beach pool only.
I thought it was 04, but you might be right. It was 04 or 05.
You probably lost track.
And when the poll was over, I remember this. The poll was over, and we was out in the pits, and I looked up, and there were people laying there in the grandstands passed out.
Yeah. and probably it was on the beach side.
Yeah.
I know. I've been there a couple times. I know it.
Yeah, that was a good poll. That was a good time. We had a really, really good time overseas. That was fun.
Yep. We were talking. I was talking with Rudy before we before we brought you on about how just if anyone's a huge polling fan, to try and make a destination to get over across the seas into Europe and catch a few polls and just to see that they're putting on some great shows like the beach poll and even the great indoor poll over there in Rotterdam.
And last weekend there was also a very big pool, a place called Made. They've got 3 tracks. And they claim they have 600 tractors plus in 3 days.
I would believe it.
I'm going to tell you, to all the fans out there, if you've never been overseas and watched a pool, if there's any way you can ever get away and go, you need to go. And I would highly recommend the beach pool.
Yeah, that's one of them.
I mean, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And the tractors over there are top-notch. Everything is top-notch. I was so impressed with the big mods over there. So impressed. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I definitely want to go back, and I'm going to go back if I ever get time between putting on this poll and pulling, to get a break somewhere where I can go, I'm going to go.
And maybe then you have start to talk with the people from the beach pool. I think they are having in 2020 an anniversary. Maybe you can get invited so you can pull up with your own tractor.
Yeah, there you go. You can ship your tractor. You think you can get that overseas?
That would be incredible. That would be absolutely incredible. I would love to go back because we had a wonderful time over there.
No, it just seems like all the American pollers that do get to go over there for the indoor poll in Rotterdam, they always enjoy themselves, and the hospitality over there is second to none as well. When the pollers go over there,
I know I'd recommend it to anybody. It's a must for a diehard polling fan. It's a must see.
Nope, and
I'll put it that way
for sure. And we'll get back to the Rumble in the Refuge here, and you're also having a band on Saturday. Is that correct?
We are having a band, the Joey James Band, which you're familiar with. They played up at Richland Center last year. The Saving Soldiers concert tour, and Joey's so excited to come up here and play at Mound City. And actually, that's what we're pouring concrete for today. We decided, because we're having a really, really good band, we probably ought, instead of putting them up on an old junk trailer, we poured them a whole new 16 by 24 concrete pad so they can play on next to the beer garden.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be very appreciative of that.
Yeah, he's already told me when I told him what we're doing. He says, "Oh, that's cool," and he is so looking forward to getting there. He's going to get up in the announcer stand with Schultz.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, he asked me, well, here's the deal. He didn't realize Schultz was announced. So he asked me the other day, he said, do you think there's any chance I could get the announcer, to say a little something about what we're doing and why we're here and all that? I said, well, why don't you just ask him yourself? I said, I think you know the guy. He said, well, who is that? I said, it'd be Jason Schultz. And he just started laughing.
He's like, you can't get away from the guy,
really? Probably. Yeah. He started laughing. He says, all right, that's going to work. So I think we're going to have Joey up in the announcer stand along with Schultz, so I don't know what's going to happen. It could be I don't know what it'll be.
A lot of fun, I think.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. You're right. It'll be a lot of fun.
That might be worth just the price admission right there.
Yeah. By the way, temperatures this weekend, for the first time in 3 years, we're looking at, on Friday, we're looking at 82 for a high. On Saturday, we're looking in the 70s for highs. So we got some awesome temperatures this weekend for this fall.
Now, yeah, we were talking about the weather too as well, because it's normally like in the 90s, humid, and chances of rain throughout the week as well. But even up here,
exactly, we do have some slight chances of rain, but at this point in time, they're really slim, and it's in pop-up storms that generally happen, in the afternoon. We're equipped now after the rain that we've dealt with. We have got really good gravel that we've done the last 2 years dealing with rainouts, and we can absorb a lot of rain here and still have a poll.
No, and
we can still have a poll.
Down in Missouri, you guys are not short on rain this year either.
No, no, we've had plenty of rain, and but I think I got a good feeling about it right now. The rain chances are pretty slim, and I think I'm confident we're going to get in. We're going to get in 2 good shows.
Yes, for sure. So why don't we just run down the poll times and the cost at admission here real quick?
Okay, poll times 6:30 both nights. The poll will start. We'll do some opening ceremony stuff before that. We are a total nonprofit poll, and we donate any profits we make to all the Holt County, which is our county here. There's 4 schools in Holt County. We donate any profits we make to scholarships for the kids in our local schools. And the Mound City Rural Firemen, of course, they put this on, and that's what they do with the money. Like I said, start time would be 6:30 sharp both evenings. Right now, just talking to Clint, we're trying to get a handle on the number of hooks. Of course, we're running 2 tracks, 3 sleds, because we have mini rods. We got the Silver Series mini rods, so we'll get 3 sleds. But we're going to get them started at 6:30 sharp and hope to have everybody done by 10:30.
That's
and
great.
130 hooks run through here by 10:30, and the band fired up on Friday night. And if the crowd likes the band well enough, Joey's told me they're going to take some donations up during the concert Friday night after the pool. If they get enough donations, they're going to stay around and play again Saturday.
Nice. Yeah, that'll be a great addition for Saturday night as well. And
yes.
And
admission prize.
Yep.
You touched on admissions. Admission prize. We've been $20, and we had a long talk this summer, or this off season, I'll say, and we decided to lower admission price to $15. We think that for the average fan, they want to come out 2 nights. They're more likely to come 2 nights if they only have to spend $15. And so we've lowered the admission price this year by $5.
No, that's great. That's for you guys to do that, and hopefully, you guys always get a huge crowd, and of course, just the number of pullers that you're going to be getting, like you mentioned, near 130 hooks a night. I mean, that's even at $20 is still great value, but now dropping it down to 15, you really can't even come close to that.
No, I don't know where you're going to go and spend your entertainment dollar and get a better value. You know what I mean? And my replay guys just left here. We just got through running a fiber optic cable out the track. There'll be replays on the track, replay screens that you can watch after every hook. You can see it again. And there's 2 replay screens in the beer garden. So if you happen to be going and getting you a cold beer and you don't want to miss a hook, you're not going to miss it, because there's 2 big screens hanging in the beer garden. You can watch every hook live as it goes down the track.
Yep, this is Heartland Displays is doing the screens again, right?
That's right.
Just like Gordyville.
Yep. Same guy, Gordyville, Alan Hire with Heartland Display, and everything's set up. We're ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, you know you're gonna get a good picture with those guys. They do Gordyville. They did the Cornhusker Classic as well with that setup, and just top-notch guys there.
Yes, very good guys to work with. This is our third year working with Alan, and he just bends over backwards to make sure that everything goes smooth.
Nope. Yeah, and I'm the way the forecast looks out this week. The same as us. Just some slight chances of some rain, which I think they always call for a slight chance of rain on every day anyway. And you can't beat the temperatures this weekend. So if you're looking for something to do and you're going to be down in the Mountain City, Missouri area, this is something you need to check out. Jason Schultz will be back in town from Canada, so who knows what the stories will be from Canada that they'll have. Of course, the Remedy will be making its maiden voyage. You have the Joey James Band, PPL Western, Silver Series, and the Champions Tours as well. And it's always just a great time. And the photos that we get for the Beer Money page is always top viewed on our page after the weekend.
We're looking forward to having our best show ever, and I hope it happens. That's all I can say. I just hope it happens.
Yep, we do too. And have a great time. And I'm sure Jason will be all primed up for you guys.
Well, I know he will, and thank you for having me on. And I want to give a shout out.
Yes, please do.
To a good buddy of mine up in Wisconsin, Don Slama. Don's helped me a lot over the years. I've tried to pattern our pull after what he does up there. Don's done an unbelievable job, and I know Don's listening. Hi, Don. Thank you so much for what you've done for us.
No, yep, absolutely, and top notch. The second weekend in August. For anyone that wants to make a trip or is in the Hillsboro area, the Hillsboro Charity Poll, it doesn't get any better than that. We're lucky here in Wisconsin to have two great polls between Hillsboro and, of course, this weekend in Toma. And I think Mountain City is going to be just one of those polls down for your home state, Missouri, the way it's going for you guys.
Well, I hope so, and I can't wait to get to Hillsboro. I can't wait to get up there. That's another one that. I'm just in awe of every year when I go up there. They do such a magnificent job, and we try to be about half as good as them, and being half as good as Hillsboro is pretty good.
Yes, I would if you can be just even a half as good as just the perfection that Don wants every year is
yes.
It's quite amazing, and that's what you need to put on that, the amount of show that you're putting in, what you're getting at Hillsboro, and the amount of numbers as well. And especially now with the fourth session being added on this year. And always looking forward to having you guys come up as well. And we enjoy your company, everyone that makes the trip up. And we always try to make it as a welcome home kind of situation in Hillsboro every year for all the pullers.
You bet. Well, thank you so much for having me on. Look forward to seeing all you guys this weekend.
Nope, absolutely. Best of luck this weekend, and of course with your tractor. And glad you're feeling better. Last time I seen you, were you in a sling or a cast? And because you kind of had an accident there.
I had a little bit of a crash this early this spring, and I had 4 broken ribs, so I wasn't getting along.
That's right. Yep. So I'm sure you're in a lot better shape now. So.
I'm back full strength now. I'm ready to go.
Great. So best of luck, Chris, and your whole crew. A Rumble by the Refuge. Big pull down in Missouri this weekend, and have fun.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.
That was Chris Waegle. Of course, he pulls the Jolly Green Giant in the 4-1 Limited Pro Stock, so that's probably why you recognize the name.
I recognize him.
Yep.
Now I recognize. I thought already Chris Waegle. It's
yes. You're probably just yes.
And now you say Jolly Green Giant.
Because you might have been up in Macville when he pulled too. I'm not for sure.
I think I've got even the photos of him getting the presents for winning up there.
Yep, probably, and that's kind of funny that we just had Macville, and I forgot that he was a 2-time winner up there when they had the Silver Series for the Limited Pro up there. So we're gonna switch gears now. We're gonna go from the Rumble by the Refuge, and we're gonna talk some diesel super stock pulling with Travis Schlabachl. We'll get him on the phone. A beautiful looking international with the bone twister. That paint scheme, I'm sure, just up close, it's just amazing, isn't it?
You see a lot of small things in it. The painter did a very good job.
Yeah, just the detail, and it's just. I mean,
last year I talked to Travis at Hutch, and then he told me that the guy who painted it, it was his first time doing a big piece like a tractor.
Yeah, I'm sure they don't get too many tractors. So.
No. So he was at that time very happy having a...
Travis.
Hey, Travis, this is Ryan Zolik with the Beer Money Polling Team. How you doing tonight?
Not too bad, and you?
Oh, we're doing pretty well. We also have Rudy from the Netherlands in studio with us as well. So he had a great time up in Hutchinson despite the rain. But I know you guys had a big weekend up there as well. I'm sure you're pretty happy.
Yeah, no, we had a really good weekend, I guess, on Friday night, and kind of come back and redeemed ourselves from, I don't know, we've been running really good there in Benson, North Carolina, 2 seconds. I can't complain about that. So, but to come back and make a little adjustment and end up winning that poll was a big shot in the arm for us. So
yeah, yeah, that's to get a big poll or a big win like that early on in the season, and especially as good as the triple bypass has been running. I'm just sure you were just tickled to death to get that win. Yeah, no, just to come up and get ahead of Jody there for once. I mean, it's hopefully everything stays together for both of us. We'll have good friendly dogfight all year long, and that's the name of the game in the points championship, and keep going. But yeah, they're definitely that's who we're shooting for at this point. But in that class, that diesel super class, I'm telling you what, anybody lock and load, Blake Graves, you get Esda Lane back out. Yeah. Don't ever put him down. I mean, or nobody's putting him down, but he'll sneak up and set us boys right back where we need to be along, So that's what that'll keep it interesting. So. No, that's diesel super stocks. For me growing up, I just live an hour south of Toma, so the only time of year was always just get to see them in Toma, and it has always been one of my favorite classes to see. Just listening to the turbos wind up from the starting line, and of course just the smoke once you guys release the clutch and go down the track has just always been a fun class to watch. And this is the only time you're going to be able to see him is on either at a Grand National event for the most part. And I know you hit some of the outlaw polls as well. Every once in a while, and it's just great to see that class still being able to thrive and be a fan favorite. Yeah. I mean, and it's an awesome, and I came from the super farm background, and just, I just decided I wanted a little bit something different. So, I mean, when I told the boys in the shop, I said, we're going to build a diesel super, and I think they thought I was absolutely crazy. But, and even at the regional level, I know a lot of the guys, when we were doing this at first, they made that comment, and God, I don't know if you've ever afforded it. I don't know, if you ever afford it, and, I can tell all the fans out there listening that it does take a lot of money to build something up front. But if I had any suggestion for anybody out there that's thinking of it is, if you can stand it, bear it, and buy some good parts up front, if you're out running the regional level or, and not pushing it to the envelope every single weekend, it'll last most of the year, So, I think a lot of times, and you could go run regional polls and have a lot of fun and win and be very competitive, So, that's where sometimes I think, I see what the super farms and 4-1 limited pros and light pros and what them guys are spending every year. And I'm thinking, hell, everything stays together good. I might be, just as good as that or maybe a little cheaper, but that all depends, I spun a rod bearing up there Friday night, so now we're just in the picture of putting a spare motor in the tractor. So that might have shit canned my whole idea of being a fairly inexpensive year. Did you know it at the time, or or was it you just kind of noticed it when you're doing your look through? At the end of the track, if you actually watch a couple of my videos, we really got some a lot of blow by right at the end of the track, and that track it was kind of funny that night. About 285 foot, you started going uphill, and you kind of got uphill, and then the sled hit. The box was topped out, everything was happening, and then you were trying to pull the sled up that little hill, and I mean, it just stopped me. And then I thought, boy, I think there's something wrong with the motor. Well, then I watched three more tractors come down there, and they were all doing the same thing. I'm like, no, it was just the circum. But we check our oil filter every round, and we found some shavings in the oil that kind of started got us nervous, and ended up pulling the pan off there that night. So you talk about a guy that was actually doing a rain dance. Not against the fans. Fans don't hate me, but
I was hoping for a rain out. Otherwise, I was going to have to just go on. We were going to go out and just bump the sled there Saturday night, so we didn't do any more damage.
Yeah, but I think there was another one having the same kind of problem. He had a motor lock, Steve Birch.
Yes.
So I think he was happy too that the Saturday night got rained out.
Yeah, we were actually both doing the rain dance together, trying to make sure that thing got rained out. I hate to see it for the fans because I really did feel bad. We actually got up to the scale and we were up to the track, and I looked out. What a great crowd that they had up there in Hutchinson on Friday night. I mean, the stands were full, and kudos to the fans that came out on Saturday even, and thought, we're going to get this in. And I thought, God, I just feel bad for I don't want to say it, the promoters and everything else that's got to go up and say, sorry, fans, but it's a rain out, So, but hopefully all them guys understand, come back next year, and we'll get 2 nights in. I think that's 2 years in a row that they've rained out one night. So I think hopefully we can, next year that'll make a difference anyway. So.
No, if you're a polling fan, that's all part of the game, and this time of year you just never know. And it was one of those things where it was just pop-up showers on Saturday, and it just happened. It must have been like just right near Hutchinson, and of course, and came right in. So. Yeah,
and we kept watching the radar. We were pretty sure, we were confident that we were gonna get some polling in at least right away. We didn't figure they'd get the end of the show in, but they'd get some polling in, and it didn't work out. So. That's the way it goes, do is make do with the best, and then them fans, run to Toma, go to Toma and see. I mean, there'll be some good action over there. So,
no, absolutely, we're excited here. Busy week, in the state of Wisconsin for polling. Of course, Toma definitely one of the top destination polls in the country. Everyone knows about it, and we always look forward to having the competitors from all over the country, and even from different countries as well, make their way either from Canada and sometimes ever.
And the Dutch team will be there again. The junior. The people are coming over. What I've heard from Jason Hathaway in Hutch. So.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's always you just never know what you're going to see in Toma. They've added a band now, I believe, for Friday night session, if I remember correctly. Afterwards, so they've added a band. So they continue to grow even themselves, Toma, and they're always constantly trying to improve the show, and I don't think it hardly gets any better than Toma Week.
Right. I mean, it's just, especially for up north area here. I mean, don't get me wrong, Bowling Green's a great time too, but absolutely. Toma has a lot of specialty things that they actually do that Bowling Green don't, and it just makes it a different perspective. But for us bowlers, we love it. They got. We get in there and they take good care of us, and that's a huge event for us also, So it just sure makes our days go easier. It's bad enough you're working on the tractor, but they take care and get us some meals and different things like that. And we get there, we don't hardly have to leave, so that's perfect.
I was looking at the schedule. Were you kind of surprised that your guys' class is on both afternoon sessions this year?
Yeah. I'll be politically correct at that one and say I would like to ask the question why. But
that was my first question.
I understand. Yeah. On the other hand, I'm not the one that's sitting up there making the decisions of all the class orders and everything. Why on that? Why they're that way? But I sure hope maybe in the future we can get to a night show. And even if you can give us an intermission, instead we do have Saturday noon, Sunday noon. We do, something breaks, we can work, but I would love to be Friday night, Sunday noon, or, something different around. But, I'm sure the guys that put all that together, that's no easy deal. No. It's easy for us to sit on the outside and go, hey, I can't believe we don't run this a different order. Well, I understand, but I do give them a hard time every once in a while out of that deal and say, hey, but I'll be interesting. Kind of the interesting thing we were talking about in the pits the other night while it was raining was Toma, I think, is our only Sunday show for Grand National. Bowling Green got away from it. They went to a night earlier, so we're going to kind of, nudge Toma a little bit and say, hey, what do you think about getting rid of that Sunday show? So I'm sure they got their reasoning, and then that's, don't get me wrong, it's all about marketing and money all the way through there, but we're going to maybe nudge them a little bit and say, hey, we'd love to get rid of that Sunday show and go that day early, or go to another night show. So.
No, that's true. And they've added Light Pro this year as well for Friday afternoon. So they'll be along with so they'll have 5 classes both Thursday and Friday, Thursday night and Friday afternoon this year. And I'm really looking forward to that Light Pro class. That's becoming one of my favorite classes to watch as well.
I'll tell you what, and I work down where we work on my tractor down here, and Denny Healy does a lot of dyno work with the Ambush Dyno service there. But I'll tell you what, he does some of them light pros. What a neat class. What an interesting class. What an interesting motor, and they kind of leave the rules out of it. Kind of, if you run whatever charger you think you're man enough to spin, and I think that class is going to continue to take off. I was glad to see that Toma added that in there. I think that's a good deal. So I think that's a really interesting class, just a different area for people to go, so.
No, yep, for sure. We have a couple local guys that they're excited that live just down the road from Toma as well. That's been their dream to pull there, and of course, when they knew last year after the pull that they got added, that's all they've been looking forward to is since last year is to be able to pull down the track in Toma.
Yep. No, it's an amazing deal. I mean, I don't care. We were just I was talking to another puller there the other night when we were listening to, they go through all the annual opening events and everything, and you kind of remember what it's like when you're in Toma. You remember what you're like in Bowling Green. You remember Louisville, Kentucky, of going through all of them events, and it's kind of a different deal. It just kind of reminds you of all that, but what a great, United States we live in. We support the flag and all of that, and go through that every time. It's really pretty cool.
No, for sure. What was the first year that you pulled up in Toma?
I would have probably pulled, this is my 5th year with my diesel super, so it'd been 2 years prior to that, probably been 7 years ago. I had a super farm for 2 years, and we didn't do very good the first year. Second year, I think we got a second place there on Sunday afternoons when we were pulling there. So we've had some highs and some lows, even there, but, and I've struggled a lot with my diesel super up there and learned a lot, I went from a super farm to a diesel super, and we had never even been around it. We were blindsided. Lived and learned a lot of trial and error, and tried to just. And that's the one thing I'll give the Grand National guys. At least in my class, I don't deal with a lot of them in the pros or the pickups, 2-wheel drives, 4-wheel drives, but very helpful. I mean, that first year or two I was out, they'd come over and say, "What are you having trouble with?" I'd tell them, they'd say, "Okay, try this or try this." So. Very, very receptive. When we hit the track, we're all competing. As soon as we get off the track, we're all friends. Yeah. So that makes it fun. Makes it fun. My wife enjoys going. We have a great pulling family now, and people that we've met on the pulling circuit, and it really makes it a fun event for us. So.
No, that super stock diesel class with I'm sure you guys are just a really tight knit group there, especially on the Grand National circuit. Of course, with the regional guys. You're talking about with the regional guys. I think a great example with that would be the Dagenhards with their tractor that pulls both in light and the heavy class, and just yep. They've had some bad luck this year, but that tractor will pull 4 times in Toma.
Yeah. You never want to count them. Well, with David Henderson, the Stray Horse won last year. You never. I remember when I was a regional level guy. I won New Hampton. That was. The Grand National guys were like, "Whoa, where'd this guy come? What's he? Where did he come from?" But I'll give them guys a due. Every one of them came over and shook my hand that night. I mean, that just shows you what crew it is. And congratulations, you just beat us. And then don't do that again until you come Grand National. But they were just joking, So
yeah, you probably didn't have your beautiful paint job yet either.
No, we didn't. It was no aluminum rolling wreck one. So they used to all laugh at me. I used to clean the side shields with a can of brake clean, and clean it up. And I don't know. Well, we've had our troubles with it every once in a while. And like I said, I could make a book and learn of what mistakes not to make. But I think everybody's got to go through that. I don't care what class you're in. You've got to live and learn, and it's not easy. Once in a while we have to have that discussion down there at the shop. As if it's easy, everybody'd do it. Yeah. It's not I know you can just go buy all the stuff you want, but it's still putting it together, finish and fit and maintenance and then drivability. If you actually look at my record last year, I struggled, I don't know, 5 or 6 times. I never even got off the starting line. I was having turbo issues, I was having clutch issues, and I hate to admit it, I will throw myself under the bus. Finally in Bowling Green, I got so mad I said to myself on the starting line, I'll blow it up on the line. I'm tired of it. I'm going to blow it up. And I got mean with it, and I got aggressive, and we went down the track, and I'm going down about 200 foot, and I'm saying to myself, what in the world have you been doing all year? It's been your driving that's the whole issue, and just did not understand, and then I figured out about 200 foot, I thought I better start driving. I'm going to drive out of bounds, So we ended up getting a second place there on Saturday night in Bowling Green after that disaster, and, kind of made it worthwhile, and then retrieved myself and going, So, but there's times it's easy, there's times it's tough, but that's the fun of the sport, That just makes it a sport.
Yeah, I think a lot of people forget, when they're talking about all the money that goes into it. You can have all the best parts and, have the best person put together, but if you don't know how to actually drive the vehicle that you're building, you're still going to get beat by those that, didn't even spend as much as you did in this sport.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100%. I mean, and once in a while you can have the best of the best driver, the best track, the best of everything, and you'll get beat. And then at that point, it's not what you just got beat. I mean, and everybody's got good stuff anymore, especially when you get to that Grand National level. Everybody's got good stuff there. So, and if not, they're not far behind you chasing. But that's what makes an advantage. Or fun. 2 years ago, I went on my winter terror, I always call it, when I was winning all the winter polls. Yeah. And, everybody was like, come out that spring. And I thought, well, I'm on a good run. I'm just going to keep on going. But they caught me, and sometimes my engine guy or Hypermax says, you made them step up, and then they stepped up and they went right on past me. And so the next year I'm like, I think we're going to have to step up now. And so that's kind of the name of the game. One of us, we chase each other, but that's every sport. You're always just chasing somebody. So
yeah, you can't be complacent at all. You got to keep on improving your equipment after every season. Otherwise, everyone else is going to just improve, and then you'll be left behind.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And and then what you do improve, and I don't care whether you put bigger turbos on or different fuel pump or different cam or pistons or whatever, you're looking for the next weakest link. And them ugly gremlins will come up and show you, and you'll kind of go down through there, and the next thing you know, what in the world, where did this come from? It's worked this long, and the next thing you know, you're having to beef that up or, make something a little stronger there. So, but that's the name in the game. You just look back, and I don't care what class it is, 15, 20 years ago, what a pro stock is in horsepower compared to what a 4.1 Limited Pro now, I think is probably very comparable, So,
yes.
Every year we just keep building more horsepower, but, that's the competitiveness and the engineering, and that keeps the parts suppliers going, so.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure. And why do you kind of have a routine for Tomah, where what day will you get over, will you make the trip up to Tomah?
We're hoping, I'd like to get up there on Wednesday, and that's one thing that we used to be famous for rolling in, 4 hours before the poll and different things like that. And now I have learned that since we went Grand National polling is more and more is it's a lot nicer to get there a day early, just relax a little bit. And you never know if you're going to have trouble. I come home from Benson, North Carolina here. On the way home, I sat alongside the interstate for 7 hours trying to get a tire changed on my trailer.
Ouch.
So, I kind of did the reverse mechanism there and said this, you better not try to show up at the poll 5 hours early if you're going to sit along the interstate 7 hours. So, and you never know when them tire, troubles with the truck or anything like that. So we're hoping to cruise into Tomah this year on Wednesday, is sometime on Wednesday, and, get everything up there and just kind of get settled in, situated in, and then kind of go from there. So.
Yeah, between Hutchinson and Tomah, they're probably your two closest Grand National. Oh, no, Rockwell will probably be, right? Correct? Will be your closest.
Rockwell, yeah, Rockwell will be my closest. Yep. So thank goodness to the Rockwell Lions up there. That I've been talking about doing a little politic, and I went up there and done a bunch of regional poll. Great guys, great place. I'll tell you what, I got to give that Lions Club their due with putting money into their facility every single year, and that's what us pollers can tell. When we come up there and it looks the same, whatever, you're like, okay, are they not making any money? What are they doing wrong? And then you get to a situation like Rockwell. Every year you go up there, man, they poured no concrete. They added stands. They're making it better. They're doing this. They're doing that. So congratulations to them guys. And I've been kind of, every time when I was up there regional polling, like, boy, this would be a nice Grand National event, So finally get one in my state. We kind of give the guys out east a hard time, campaign out east, John Raymond's, Jody Ross, and Burge. They're our East Coast guys. I'm like, you guys need to come back here on the other side of the Mississippi and poll. That's more fun back here, And They're like, no, it's way more fun out in Ohio. So, but NTPA gave us a nice schedule this year. They really did. They gave us some, Hutch and Toma is kind of back-to-back, but if you look at our schedule, we got some weeks in between them. I got a week between Toma and a weekend off, between Toma and Rockwell. We got a weekend off between Rockwell and Chapel Hill. So that is huge for us.
Yeah, then you can do a little bit of maintenance if the engine needs it.
Yeah, but it's still good to just come home, check it over, and then if you need to, and what. So, it's fun, it's interesting, and it keeps us all going.
No, I think that's a good point on NTPA this year with the scheduling. They're not doing a lot of back-to-back weekends for the Grand National guys, just to kind of give, and then you also can have some family time in between as well. Yeah. It makes a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think last year we were 5 weekends in a row, if I remember right, and that was plenty. It just that was a stretch. I was ready to. We were out in Ohio there. I think we were gone dang near 2.5 weeks straight between Ohio and Michigan, and Napoleon there, Bowling Green, and Michigan. And I'm telling you what, 2 weeks there, riding in this toter home, and I was ready to go home, sleep in my own bed. So. But that makes a difference anyway. Nope, for sure. We'll be looking forward to seeing you up. I'll be up in Toma around Thursday afternoon after work, and safe travels, and wish you guys the best of luck. The weather looks great. We couldn't ask. I think it's going to be like the coolest Toma that I can remember. And so even though you're pulling in the afternoon, the highs aren't going to be really that warm for a Toma weekend. So.
Yep. So, and I do want to say thanks to all you guys on the Beer Money Pulling Team. What you guys are doing is awesome for our pulling sport. I don't know how many people actually realize that, but you guys are doing such a good job of getting our sport out, whether it's Facebook, the radio show, whatever. It's really great that we're getting that out there and, getting it seen anyway. So I think more people we see, the more people we get in the stands, and hopefully the more money we get in our purse.
Yeah, no, that's the whole point of this, is just to try to get more people to pulling, when I talk to people when they have a perspective that, they're just farm vehicles and don't actually realize the amount of engineering and the time that goes into these vehicles. And then once they actually see them, they're like, wow. And then you just kind of get them hooked that way.
Yep. Nope, that's 100%. So, okay, well, thank you guys.
No, absolutely. Thanks for taking some time. Best of luck with getting that engine changed, and safe travels up to Toma this week.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, that was Travis Schlabachl with the Bone Twister Diesel Super Stock out there in Iowa. Great guys, of great interview, and we look forward to seeing their class Friday afternoon and Sunday afternoon this week up at the Dairyland Super Nationals. TomaTractorPull.com has the whole listing. 6 great sessions starting Thursday night at 7 o'clock. They've actually adjusted the times this year, so it's noon and 7. So instead of the 11 and 6, so they're giving it, they pushed it back an hour for people. Good. Yeah, so we don't have it as early as a start.
It's better for the mornings.
Yes. So they're going back to the original times that it used to be at. So besides, so all the night pulls will be 7 o'clock this year, and in the afternoons will be all starting at 12 noon. So that's going to be a little bit different. I'm sure everyone that camps all weekend or even just coming up for a day session or a day, that gives them an extra hour as well to get to the pull, and everyone will be, I think, happy with the noon start.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing, especially when you've got the set of the evening pulls, and then the next morning you don't have to get up that early because you want to be on track again at 11. So sometimes it can be difficult if you had too loose hour drinking beer.
No, that's for sure. And we're just seeing the comments. Hey, Misty, thanks for tuning in. We'll be looking forward to seeing you guys. Tough luck. They had a tough breakdown in Ohio this past weekend, and for the Pro Polling League, I believe I seen that they had some turbo issues on one of the on one of the turbos, and so tough break for them. We hope we wish them best luck this week to get it all fixed up, and we always enjoy seeing the Bullet roll into Toma, and they're great hauler, and they always have the same spot, which is amazing.
I would almost say it's Champion Lane, but it's the next one.
It's so they're the closest to the scales. If you're familiar with the Toma, how they go across the scales as they line them up and then go into the hot pit area, and you can't miss their setup. It's a one of a kind, and just a great setup for people to see. see their tractor, and just a great crew there, and really looking forward to seeing them. This is probably my favorite weekend of the year right here, and it's just hard to believe it's already come upon us. And it's
sometimes time goes a little bit too quick.
Yes, that's for sure. And anyone if you've looked at, it's I don't like looking at the forecast too far out, but it's kind of stayed the same so far. And I would pack even a sweatshirt or two if you're not used to the cooler temperatures.
I've got always an hoodie with me just in case.
Yes,
and I've got
we just normally don't need it for Toma too often.
No, but I better prepare because you never know. Weather can change very quick in this area. Even if you're in Minnesota or in Wisconsin or Illinois or Iowa,
the upper Midwest,
it can change by the second and in a dramatic way sometimes.
Yeah, and just like Hutchinson, unfortunately, sometimes Toma's right in the path of those pop-up showers as well. Yeah. So we'll be crossing our fingers for that, but so far the weather just, I think, looks really great for the weekend. All the way through. Sometimes you normally get like that one day where it's looking like 100 degrees out, and then
no hundreds.
Yes, no. That's with not even including the heat index. So, okay. But I think we're looking pretty well. And so, what will you be doing the rest of the week then? What places are you going to just be around the Toma area, or are you going to check out any other places in Wisconsin?
No, tomorrow I'm going to go pay a visit to a friend from Waegle.
Okay.
He had an accident in September 14, I think.
Okay.
And
so you're going to be up over by... Does he live up by the Green Bay area?
Yeah, he lives in that area. Appleton,
okay.
Warwickshire, I think.
Okay.
He lives now. He's still recovering. Seen him in 15, half a year after the accident. So I thought it would be nice to visit him again after 2 years. Because last year I didn't pay him a visit because I was in Minnesota and traveling all the way back to the east again to Appleton area. I thought it was not worth it. But this year I said to myself, I have to go to him again.
Yep, it's a where will we be staying tonight then? Are you going back to the Dells area? Or?
No, I've taken a hotel here in Richmond.
Okay,
Center.
so you're staying in
I'm
Richmond Center.
Here.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna travel.
I didn't know if you're going to a bigger area and then travel up.
I'm just looking at places where I'm traveling towards, and if it's 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, then I'll take the next exit and pick up a hotel up there. So
yeah, it'll be a nice little trip. But from here up to the Green Bay area, I don't know which way your GPS will take you, and it's always interesting because there's no straight way to get up to that area. So be forewarned for that.
I will look when I'm back in hotel. I'm gonna do some pre-search if it's doable, just driving the highways, or do I have to take the interstate? Just like today, I was in Menominee.
Okay.
And last night I looked at Google Maps and I saw it's possible if you go down to 2510 and then you can come into La Crosse. Partly it worked, but I didn't expect that I had to go at Wabash into Minnesota again. I thought I could stay in Wisconsin, but in the end, I love the trip I had now.
Oh yes, and you I don't know. Does the scenery is it pretty close to the Netherlands, or is it a little bit? Is it more, or what's your take in this area of the country?
It's more hilly up here.
Okay.
What my feelings are. The Netherlands, we've got some hilly parts in it, but not that steep like
much.
you've got here sometimes. So.
Yep, and then once you go towards, obviously, it's a lot flatter toward once you get closer to the Green Bay, Appleton area. So we have a wide variety of scenery.
But that's nice.
Yes,
I like the variety.
Yes. That's what makes it great here. You get it definitely. And if I don't know how long you'll be up that way, but definitely if you've never been up to the Door County, I don't know if you made it all the way up to Door County. That's very pretty up there. It's just a little bit north of Green Bay.
Yeah, okay.
So
we'll have
if you're looking for something still to do, it's right up there. So
for Tuesday afternoon, I think I'll be around noon. I will be at my friend's place, so I'll maybe spend 2 hours up there. Then I've got still some time left. What I'm gonna do?
Yeah. If you're just still looking for something to see, and that it's right on the Panhandle, that's Door County, on Lake Michigan. There's a lot of lighthouses, and just some nice little areas, beautiful little towns along the way. So
Yeah, okay.
Um,
I will have.
I'm sure he has plenty of suggestions too. If you're still looking. For
Yeah,
something to do.
maybe people can send it. To the beer money pudding page or my own page I've got for my photo stuff. Maybe can people send comments up there.
Yeah, why don't you let people know where they can check out your photos?
I've got on like I said on Facebook, I've got a page called Rudy Linthorst Photos. I put up there my best photos of the pools I've visited, and I use Flickr for putting all the photos on it.
Okay.
But maybe I can give the link so you can put it online. Yep. That's not a problem.
Yep,
so.
Yep, we can do that. And then do you have anything planned for Wednesday or nothing?
Not especially.
Just kind of
whatever
pops up.
What pops up.
Yep.
Maybe on Tuesday evening that I'm sitting in a hotel doing some searching and then I'm...
Sure. Yeah, because I believe when you would go up to Macville, you stopped in Columbus at the Columbus Museum. I believe you said that one time, and
Columbus. I think it was Cambridge, the Ken Henseth Museum.
Yeah, okay, you went down to the Mac Kenseth. It's not there no more, actually, though.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a wine tasting.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Mac Kenseth, it's not there anymore. So.
Does he still have a shop or a museum, or
not
is it
that I
gone?
know of? I just know that they. There's some backstories that I'm not 100% sure on, but yeah, it's now like a little restaurant area actually.
Yeah,
so.
Okay.
Just for word, if you were wanting to stop back over, it's not there no more.
That was something maybe to do on Wednesday, because if I have to travel from the Milwaukee area, Appleton area towards Toma, then I'm thinking, maybe I can go to Matt Kenseth.
Did you do a Brewer game one year or a Cubs game?
Yeah, Brewer. That was
probably a couple of years ago, or maybe more than that.
14, 15. I
sure.
think. And I was thinking that for Tuesday evening too, so I have to figure out some things.
Yep.
What's
There's a lot of options.
I've got, but that's the nice part about knowing the Milwaukee area, because I've been there a couple times.
Yep.
Then it's more easy to figure out where I can go to.
You're probably starting to get a little bit used to what you can definitely see or do, because you definitely get to see a lot of the same travel spots.
Yeah. For instance, if it would have been a rainy day, I know I can go to Oshkosh, to the museum.
The EAA. Yep, that's
museum.
a great.
So that's
great
a good
museum.
one. So if it's rainy, or I'll just figure out some things.
Yep, for sure. And
thanks internet.
Yes. That is for sure. And of course, the GPS too to help you get around.
Yeah, that brings me from A to B.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. And what type of rental car did you get? I seen the photo of it. So why don't you let everyone know?
I'm just lucky. I'm a good negotiator, I think. I'm driving a Ford Mustang convertible.
How's that worked out for you? Pretty well. Is it pretty good?
Yeah, it drives nice.
Yes. So you probably don't get that big of a car. You probably don't in terms of over the Netherlands. Probably not that big of a car in terms of the width. They have a lot more smaller.
Nah, I think it's pretty comparable.
Is it pretty comparable now?
It's not very.
I know some European countries it's more on the smaller side for cars.
Yeah.
Than what we have here, obviously because of the space that they're driving.
But I think the sizes are pretty much the same, because over in Europe,
of course, Ford Mustang is
Ford Mustang also
is
sometimes in Europe. So I think that's.
And now even left-hand drive, or is the Netherlands right or left-hand drive?
It's just the same like US.
Okay.
It's just the same like US. Only we've got the kilometers instead of the miles. So that's the only difference.
Okay. Yeah, I always lose track which country is left. Is it?
England.
England's the only one.
England, Ireland, and I think Scotland, Wales.
Sure.
I think Gibraltar, south of Spain.
Okay. But most of them, the other European countries, are right-handed.
Yeah,
okay.
It's just the same. No
gotcha.
problem.
Well, I knew like France and Germany and Belgium and all those were so. No problem. No, that's for sure. So we want to thank you for coming on for Let's Grow Polling. I guess if you want to stay for the Badger State show, that's up to you. Or if you want to head to your hotel, I'm sure it's up to you.
I'm not. I will see what I will do. Thanks for having me.
No, absolutely.
Thanks for the invite. Maybe I did it a little bit myself, but.
No, that's fine. We enjoy having in-studio guests. You do. I need to get the pen. You have to sign our wall here for our in-studio guests. So I'll find the pen here for you to sign the marker. And I will definitely be looking forward to seeing you for Toma as well for Thursday all the way through Sunday. 6 great sessions, and if you're looking for something to do, I don't think anyone hasn't heard of Toma. The Toma Tractor Pull, if you want to look at the schedule for the classes, if you want to find your favorite class. Again, light pro stocks, brand new, 2017 polling Friday afternoon. I think that's going to be one of the better sessions, in my opinion, in terms of just the class lineup and what you're getting offered, and even for an afternoon session. And the weather looks very comfortable, and not just sitting out there sweating.
I remember it gets very hot up there.
Yes, that is especially for someone that comes from a country where it probably never hardly even gets that hot. Does it get that hot at all during the summer? Or very rare.
Very rare. We've hit 85, 90.
Okay.
That's very rare. It's more normally 75 to 80.
It stays more at a constant
but
temperature.
then at 75, it's already humid over in the Netherlands.
Okay.
Instead of here, if you hit 85, 90, then it starts humid. So.
Yes. Oh, so you have humidity when it's even
Yeah, only at lower temperatures.
Yes.
And
so you still almost have the same temperature really with the humidity, or it feels almost the same probably.
Yeah,
so.
it's unbearable for me.
But again, I want to thank Rudy for coming in. I want to thank Chris Waegle with the Rumble by the Refuge, and of course Travis Schlabachl with the Bone Twister Diesel Superstock. You can see him Friday afternoon and Sunday afternoon up in Toma. And of course, propolling.com for all the schedule with the Rumble by the Refuge, and tomatractorpull.com. I want to thank all our sponsors for Let's Grow Polling, and we'll talk to you next Monday night at 7 o'clock right here on the Beer Money Polling Facebook page. Have a great night, everyone, and stay tuned for the Badger State Weekly Show. We'll be talking Belvedere, Illinois, and we'll recap the Mackville Nationals as well.